Good day, here are the headlines from the Philippine News Agency. We begin in Japan, where a massive earthquake left a trail of devastation in its western and central parts on New Year's Day. At least 6 people were killed while several others were injured as authorities raised tsunami warnings in some of its coastal areas following the tremor. Our Wilnard Basilonia has the story.
At least 6 people have been reported dead after a magnitude 7.6 earthquake struck in central Japan and its western coastline on Monday afternoon, New Year's Day. Public broadcaster NHK reports 3 of the fatalities were trapped under collapsed buildings while one was hit by a stone lantern. The earthquake destroyed buildings, set off a major fire, knocked out power to almost 33,000 homes, and triggered 1-meter-high waves along Japan's western seaboard as well as in nearby South Korea. The Japan Meteorological Agency issued tsunami warnings for the coastal prefectures of Ishikawa, Niigata, and Toyama. Japan Prime Minister Fumio Kishida said search and rescue teams are having trouble reaching the affected areas due to heavy damage on roads. The government had ordered more than 97,000 people in 9 prefectures on the western coast of Honshu Island to evacuate. The armed forces of the Philippines on Monday expressed solidarity with the Japan Self-Defense Force and the Japanese people amid the crisis brought by the earthquake. AFP Chief General Romeo Browner Jr. said the AFP is open to helping the JSDF if needed. He said the AFP continues to establish strong ties with the JSDF and commit to the safety of their countries as well as global peace and security. Meanwhile, the Department of Foreign Affairs said the Filipino community in Wajima in earthquake-hit Ishikawa Prefecture is safe. In a text message, DFA Undersecretary Eduardo De Vega said no casualties were reported as of this morning. For its part, the Department of Migrant Workers activated a helpline for overseas Filipino workers and their families affected by the earthquake. Concerned Filipinos, especially those who need assistance, may contact the DMW OWA Japan Help Desk or the DMW Migrant Workers Office Osaka hotline. For the Pna Headlines, I'm Wilnard Basilonia.
Shifting gears now, the Department of Transportation and the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board insist that a transportation crisis in the country is unlikely to happen. This despite the low turnout of operators in Metro Manila whose franchises have been consolidated under the Public Utility Modernization Program. The DOTr reported that only 40% of transport operators in Metro Manila agreed to consolidate under a cooperative or corporation past the December 31 deadline. DOTr Office of Transportation Cooperatives Chair Jesus Ferdinand Ortega, however, said they have achieved their target of around 70% of operators consolidating nationwide. Around 154,000 PUV units were expected to beat the consolidation deadline. The LTFRB said unconsolidated operators in routes with less than 60% consolidation rate will still be allowed to operate until the end of January. On the other hand, operators in routes with more than 60% consolidation rate will receive special permits to help affected commuters. Meanwhile, Ortega said they have coordinated with the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, the Philippine National Police, local government units, and other government agencies to offer free rides for affected commuters. He also revealed that there are plans to allow drivers working with unconsolidated operators to drive the PUVs of consolidated operators with special permits. The Department of Health said this year's number of injuries related to fireworks was higher compared to last year, following the lifting of most coronavirus restrictions. As of 5:59 a.m. on January 1, the DOH said there are 116 individuals injured during the New Year's Eve revelries, bringing the total cases to 231. Among the victims include an 11-month-old baby as the youngest victim and a 76-year-old male from the Ilocos region. There are also 3 new cases of finger amputations, bringing its total to 11. So far, 5 stray bullet cases have been recorded. However, there have been no additional reports of Watusi ingestion. While firework-related injuries this year are higher than those in previous years during the COVID-19 pandemic, Health Secretary Teodoro Herbosa said the number of cases decreased to 159 in 2019. Additionally, the average number of cases per day during the pre-pandemic is also lower than this year. Around 113 cases are from the National Capital Region, 27 from Central Luzon, and 24 from the Ilocos region. Meanwhile, the Philippine National Police said that as of 6 a.m. on Monday, there were 13 documented cases of illegal firearms discharge, resulting in the arrest of 13 suspects and the seizure of 8 firearms. A total of 193,920 illegal firecracker pieces worth 3.7 million pesos were also confiscated by the PNP. As people return from their holiday vacation, PNP spokesperson Colonel Jean Fajardo said the PNP would stay on high alert until next week. A sigh of relief greets motorists at the start of the new year as pump prices are down. Oil companies announced a rollback of 35 centavos per liter on diesel, 10 centavos per liter on gasoline, and 1 peso and 40 centavos per liter on kerosene effective Tuesday. Firms that announced price adjustments are Shell, Clean Fuel, Sea Oil, and Petrogas. Other oil companies are also expected to announce price cuts soon. Meanwhile, higher cooking gas prices also greeted consumers, with Petron hiking liquefied petroleum gas prices by 3 pesos and 40 centavos per kilo. The major decline in oil prices is attributed to the attacks by Houthi militants at the Red Sea, which is a major route that carries crude oil and liquefied natural gas to several countries. The Commission on Elections reminded overseas Filipinos to register for the 2025 midterm elections. The COMELEC says it is also accepting other applications related to the polls, such as updating of addresses and other information and verifying or reactivating voter registration status. Those planning to register must bring their valid Philippine passport to the closest Philippine Embassy or Consulate General or at any designated registration centers in the country. They may also visit the COMELEC website at comelec.gov.ph. Overseas Filipinos will only cast ballots for 1 party list group and 12 senator positions in the 2025 elections. The deadline for the registration is September 30 of this year. And that's the latest and the biggest stories on the Pna Headlines. For more news updates, please visit our website, pna.gov.ph, or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. The Pna Headlines is also streamed via the Silbicio Facebook page. You may also watch the Pna Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account, via the News and Information Bureau website, nib.gov.ph, under PNA News, or on the Facebook page of the Presidential Communications Office, or PCO. I'm Bench Bondok, and this is the Pna Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.